Welcome back to our Auburn Recruiting Junkies. We have another commitment for you for the Auburn basketball team. And yes, this might be the final one for the 2025 class. So let's talk about those quick facts and, of course, what it means for Bruce Pearl and the Auburn Tigers. But before we do that, I want to remind you of where you are right now. You're here at E2C Network, where we share the Auburn experience. We talk about Auburn sports, Auburn culture, Auburn family stuff. Better way to say it, if it's orange and blue, it's what we do. So if you enjoy what we do, smash the like button. Make sure you're following and subscribing wherever you're watching this. And of course, we'd love to see you back here so you can catch more of us, what we're talking about in the Auburn experience. Now, let's get into our subject of our video today. I do want to address right off at the start that yes, a big event within this related to this happened. Tahad Pettiford came back. That's not what we're here to discuss today, or in the comments section. There's a whole nother video and live stream you should go check out about that. But certainly it's related to this. I just want to acknowledge that at the start. We're here today to discuss the brand new commitment to the Auburn 2025 class, maybe the last one, coming over from international waters over in Serbia. And I'm going to do my best to pronounce this properly. Filip Jovic. I think I've got that right. Coming over from Serbia, from KK Mega Basket, I think is how you say the team name. In fact, just a quick fact to start off. Apparently, this is the same team, same country, yes, but same team that NBA star Nikola Jokic, I think I've got that right. I'm not an NBA fan, also played for before he came over to play in the NBA. All right, so who's this guy? What are we talking about here? What's he bringing to the table? So in terms of measurables, who he is, position, 6'9". I haven't been able to nail down a very specific weight on him, so we'll just go for 6'9", which will put him somewhere in a forward position. Power forward, small forward, whatever you want to categorize him as. It really just matters what Coach Pearl wants to utilize him as. But we're just going to assume power forward type of situation based on what he played over there and what Auburn's needs were, because Coach Pearl talked a lot about needing one more guy in their front court. And if you do some figuring out about who's on the roster, that makes a lot of sense. So we'll call him a power forward for now. Now, if you look at some facts about him, he obviously played overseas in Serbia. He is very well known throughout not just the professional ranks, playing for FIBA right now, and that name I gave you earlier of that team, which is very interesting, but through the high school ranks as well. It's one of the more highly thought of guys in those particular rankings, and obviously caught the attention of Coach Pearl. Coach Stephen Pearl, I think, is actually the guy who headed up his recruitment, and obviously it took a little bit of time, but here we are today talking about the commitment for him. He's 20 years old, and so I think the way it works, he still technically would be considered a freshman since he hasn't played or gone to school over here yet. Can't confirm that, but I do believe that's how it works. So even though he's 20 years old, just think of him as a freshman with 4 years of eligibility for now, unless proven otherwise, if somebody wants to clarify that in the comments. So what about stats? Obviously, some of those are a little bit differing out there, but it looks like he averaged about a little over 12 points per game, almost 4 rebounds per game, and 57% shooting from the field, almost 70% percentage from the free throw line, which, you know, I love a lot. Interesting enough, he did get an opportunity to play against some of the G League best of the best, I guess is what you call them. It was like a conglomeration team of the G League, and he did pretty well against them. I think it was somewhere in like 16 points and almost double-digit rebounds. So if you want to kind of compare that, if you don't know a lot about European ball, that's how he did against some of the eventual talent that's heading to the NBA. Pretty good. So to me, everything sounds right. The needs are filled and certainly seems to fit the pedigree. It's nice to have a little international flavor on this Auburn basketball team coming up this season. So those are the quick facts. Now let's discuss, what does it mean for Bruce Pearl, for the class, for him, playing time, all that. We'll start with the class. And certainly you can look at this class now and say, it is done. Basically, the entire class is the entire team. As far as we know from this point forward, talking about it, it's filled up. So if you look at it, how it broke down on there, you're going to see, I guess, some different opinions about how you could break this down. Probably the second power forward, the third true front man guy, if you categorize Keyshawn Hall as a bigger guy. He thinks himself as a big guard, so that kind of differs there. You could break it down to 2 JUCOs. This would be, I guess, the 6th transfer or 5th transfer at this point. It gets confusing because you got guys going from international, all that stuff. The point is saying this: the class should be complete and the team should be complete. What does it mean for playing time for him? Well, Obviously, we can look and see that the entire front court is gone. You've brought in guys like Keyshawn Murphy to play his particular position, more of the center position. Emeka Oporum, who might also be playing that similar center position. So that really leaves it open for this guy, Filip, and then Sebastian Williams-Adams at the power forward position, or however coach wants to make the lineup work in his favor. So we can probably look at this, given his experience, given his age, maybe a little bit more maturity on the court, that might favor him to find some early, if not starting play time, if that lineup works well. But don't fret if you don't see him out there in the starting lineup right away. Just because you don't start doesn't mean that you're not going to be a big-time contributor. Just look at Tahad Pettiford. Now, we've already addressed this. I usually ask, what does it mean for the class going forward? It's done. Unless something else happens, knock on wood, injuries, things, all that kind of stuff, or things just don't work out with paperwork, it looks like we now are looking at the Auburn basketball team for 2025-26. So if you want to learn about all the other guys, we've got videos out there for them. And if anything else happens on the roster, whether it be a walk-on or something like that, we may come back and talk about it. But I think we're talking about a complete basketball team for the upcoming season. We'd love to know from you your thoughts on this guy specifically in the comments section below, and we'd like to hear what you think about him, his future, where do you think he's going to play, all that good stuff. Thanks for hanging out with us here at E2C Network, where we share the Auburn experience. War Eagle.